Hello, hi. Welcome to the unscripted portion of this video, which is the disclaimer. Usually it would be like a banter, because I like doing banters before like the actual script, unscriptedly. What the fuck am I saying? But, basically, this is just me saying that I go over historical aspects about Goth, but they are like so abridged, so I will probably make a video essay properly going into it, but for right now, this is just a bridge because this is an opinion-based video. That's the other thing. Like, this is just my opinion, about, how I see Goth nowadays. So, if you will, just hear out my rant, and please leave a comment below if you agree or disagree. But until then, enjoy. Alright, let me rant about Goths. Fair warning, I'm not Goth, I'm grunge. But like a doctor saying 1 out of 4 people will experience shit, I say 1 out of 4 people are really Goth. To start, let's go all the way back to the Victorian era, sometime before and after Queen Victoria's husband's death. The Victorians were in the darkness long before anyone decided to slap on a choker, smear some eyeliner around their eyes like they were auditioning for a role in Blood Rain, post a moody selfie with the alternative fashion, metal, ink life, or alt aesthetic hashtag, and holding on to a voodoo goth bunny plush like it's the only thing keeping them alive. For them, death wasn't taboo. It was a hobby. You didn't just mourn in secret, you wore it. You wore the mourning. Everything was black. Everyone was dressed in black. Men, women, children, like they were all going to the same funeral, but nobody could decide if it was the main funeral or just the after party. Mourning wasn't just fashion, though. It was the whole goddamn vibe. Men wore black gloves, black suits, and if they were feeling extra, they'd add a black band to their hat, cause nothing says I'm grieving quite like accessorizing. Women, however, had it way worse. They were stuck wearing scratchy, uncomfortable mourning clothes for 2 fucking years. And if they didn't burn the mourning clothes after that time, they were cursed. You couldn't even keep your sadness in the house. Can you imagine throwing out your grief because it was too sad to keep? Actually, you know what, maybe we could learn a thing or two from the Victorians. At least they weren't holding on to their emotional baggage like a hoarder. Now to talk about the true definition of goth, we have to go even further back. We're not just talking about throwing on some edgy clothes and calling it dark for the aesthetic. We're going to talk about the Germanic Goths, the original Goths, the Ostrogoths, and the Visigoths. The folks who were harassing the Roman Empire for centuries like it was their full-time job, but with none of the benefits. According to their legend, they originated from southern Scandinavia. These guys crossed the Baltic Sea, defeated the Vandals, and decided, yeah, this is our place now. By the 2nd century, the Goths were all over Europe, making a name for themselves in true Gothic fashion. They weren't just sitting around thinking how the world is all shallow and shit. They were out there on the front lines challenging the Roman Empire, fighting, surviving, and rejecting the system at every turn. These weren't just people dressing for the aesthetic, despite Tacticus saying that they were very distinguished. They were actively defying the empire, throwing serious shade at everything it stood for. A discrepancy, I must say. They had unwavering obedience to their king. The pros are, it kept them united and strong, but the con is when your survival depends on loyalty to one leader, it's less about a rebellion and more about sticking together. But, you know, it's to face a collapsing empire. These Goths were putting serious pressure on the Roman Empire with raids across Asia Minor and the Balkan Peninsula, even forcing the Romans to evacuate to a country I cannot name. Dacia, Dacia, fuck me. Now that's how you reject a corrupt system, you make them pack up and leave. So let's jump ahead to 1979, where the Goths start to make its real mark, not as a fashion statement, but as a music-based subculture. Hello, hi, post-editing Fiend here. I just want to say that this segment, it is heavily edited. My opinions from 3 to 5 days ago when I was finishing up the script are outdated because I actually took the time to do something that everybody should do, and it's called research, and not just research, post-research. When I finally took the time to listen to Bela Lugosi's Dead by Bauhaus, it blew my mind, and I realized that the opinions that I make are outdated and I need to go back and backtrack. So there are going to be portions that I cut out of the video now, and I just want to make that statement. I'm I'm now dedicated to making a video about the goth subculture of music. But till then, sorry. My apologies. Goth isn't about the look, it's about the sound. And it all started with a little song called Bela Lugosi's Dead by Bauhaus, released in 1979. This track didn't just define a song, it defined a whole fucking genre. It was the spark that ignited the post-punk scene in the UK. It wasn't just a new sound, it was a new way of being dark, introspective, and rebellious. A way that punk had become too mainstream to pull off. I mean, there was a fucking chick on TikTok saying Machine Gun Kelly was the fucking thing that made post-punk explode, forgetting about Blink-182 and Avril Lavigne. I mean, this fucking shit ain't what it is anymore, fuck! Which brings me to today, where goth has gone from an underground movement to just another marketable brand. That's right, goth isn't rebellion anymore, it's another business. Welcome to the wonderful world of Goth Trademark. Now available in your local mall, and guaranteed to make you look dark for that sweet, sweet validation. Can't find it at your local Hot Topic? No worries, just wait for the next goth collection from some brand that thinks sticking a skull on a hoodie makes them edgy. You can even buy goth vibes in a jar now, just add water and poof. Instant edgy. I mean, it's become a fucking brand now. We went from gothic warriors of the 2nd century to goth trademark, apparel now being marketed for the bold and the misunderstood. I just hit my desk during that statement, fuck. Sure, that's how it started and times have changed, but now it's selling goth aesthetics as if darkness can be packaged and sold in a pretty little box like some overpriced bath bomb. And let's not forget, these goth digital creators. Oh yes, you've got people out here thinking being dark means throwing on a black corset, posting cryptic Pinterest quotes about their tragic soul like it's a personality, and calling themselves goth because they listen to Lana Del Rey at 2 in the morning while crying over their last relationship. I mean, seriously, who likes this? Like, they're just doing it to be sad. Being sad isn't sexy. It spells emotional baggage and red flags, and that's not what goth means. Remember when I said goth was about rejecting society and not buying into it? But now you've got these alt fucking digital creators who get paid for their mysterious looks, advertising their dark souls for just $9.99 a month on OnlyFans. Who cares about real rebellion when you could just pick up the latest goth chick collection and call it a day? It's like putting on a Halloween costume and acting like you've unlocked some sort of soul-shattering truth, like you're fucking actually, that's like most people nowadays. But that's emo! South Park literally does a bit. It's emo, not goth. But here's the kicker. The goth scene is so commercialized that you could buy a goth starter pack online. Yeah, just go ahead and buy your oppression. Buy your fucking rebellion. Cause fuck the system. There's no need to actually confront the real darkness of existence anymore. No need to stay up all night wondering if you'll ever find the meaning. Just slap on some faux vintage chains, get a semi-meaningless tattoo, and there. Insta edgy persona. I mean, who needs a real introspection when you could get the goth trademark lifestyle for the price of a Starbucks venti? I mean, seriously, a black denim miniskirt titled Social Collision with rhinestone skulls is $40, $29.99 if it's the holidays, Merry Late Christmas, and they call that goth fashion! Sure, slap a black choker on and it's suddenly alternative, right? Hot Topic's out here selling goth like it's a seasonal trend, cause nothing says I'm rejecting society more like buying your rebellion from the same exact system you're supposed to be rejecting. And I'm not wrong. Hot Topic was born in 1989 when Orv Madden saw the marketing opportunities created by MTV and the youth culture. He noticed a gap in the market and he took advantage of it. The first store opened in Montclair, California, and the rest is commercialized history. What started as a rebellious underground movement is now a business, marketed to kids who think wearing a SpongeBob SquarePants 1999 scary face t-shirt is the height of alternative. I am fucking up. I need a drink. And this is where goth lost its meaning. Much like how the word nice used to mean stupid, awful used to mean full of awe, and flirt referred to jerky movement. Goth has gone from being deep rejection of the mainstream culture to just another product on the shelf. What was once about living in darkness, questioning the world, and rejecting the shallow norms, has now become something you buy, wear, and post about. It's not about buying some mass-produced alt Mona Lisa t-shirt by Call Your Mother, now available at your local Hot Topic. It's about expression. If you want to look goth, you gotta start by checking your local thrift stores for authentic vintage pieces that reflect your own personal darkness. You know, real goths actually hunt for a piece that tells their story. Some actually modify wedding dresses and add it to their everyday clothing, which is actually pretty cool sometimes. And goth isn't just about the look, it's about the attitude. It's also about rejecting what everyone else thinks is normal, and building your own identity from scratch. If you really want to embrace goth, go to your local underground shops, explore DIY fashion, and find your voice through music that speaks to you. My apologies to actual goths that like Lana Del Rey. Not my choice, but you do you. It's gonna sound corny when I say this, but goth isn't about following a trend. It's about living authentically and expressing yourself. But let's not forget, what started as a subculture rooted in rebellion has now been fetishized by influencers, turned into a quick-click marketing strategy, and used nothing more than a costume for views. It's the alternative lifestyle commodified where the darkness is reduced to nothing more than a hot topic. No pun intended. The whole goth aesthetic has been hijacked for likes, and some carpetbaggers are out here making it look like being dark is just another way to sell you something. And that's my opinion. It's not factual, but it's what I feel like. If you want to give the goth thing a try, you can give it a shot. I'm not trying to gatekeep it, but it's not just about the clothes or the look, it's about embracing the mindset. Goth isn't just a fashion statement. It's about rejecting the ordinary, the predictable, and the shallow. It's about carving your own path in a world that's telling you how to live. It's about expressing your way to living and rejecting the system that is subjective to you. Where you buy your clothes or how you express yourself, that's your journey. Maybe it's from a thrift store, maybe it's from Hot Topic. You do you. And now it's time for me to do a shameless plug. I'm curious, how do you see the goth culture? What does it mean to you? Leave a comment below and help me understand more. Seriously though, I like to broaden my perspective and be corrected if I'm wrong. Anyways, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.